Hello, everyone.
Hello.
Nice to hear all of you. Everybody keeping their cameras off now. Okay, so you can just light a candle and allow yourself to create this space. I think I just need to let Odin in. Just give me a moment. Let all your animals in that need to be in.
Yeah.
Terrible.
Okay.
Terrible.
Please keep your Lillian,
Yes.
please turn off your microphone. We're hearing everything.
Okay. Sorry.
Please keep your microphones off. We don't want that on the recording. Hello, Tracy. Nice to see your face. Just make sure that you won't be bothered by the family. Animals are welcome, but not people. Hello, Deepa. Oh, sweet. Okay. So last week, what did we speak about last week? Oh my gosh. Oh, the dolphins. How can I forget? Hello, Claire.
How are you?
Good, and you?
Good, thanks.
So I hope you listened and re-listened to the dolphin meditation.
I did. It was lovely.
Good. That was so nice. Helene, your mic is still on. Do you know where to turn it off?
No, I'm trying to find it.
Okay, let me tell you, when you go to your square with your H on it, in the
Yes.
right top corner, if you scroll with your mouse, there will come a mute button. You see it?
No.
Scroll with your mouse to the top right corner of your square.
I'm on my phone.
Okay, let me
Mine's on
see.
the top. Mine's on the bottom
Okay.
left.
I muted it. This is on the bottom left on the phone. Somebody said it's on the bottom left.
Mine's on the bottom left, Belinda. Claire here in Ireland. I'm on a tablet.
Okay, so maybe Helene, the bottom left, maybe. I'm just going to unmute you on my side. You just have to get used to the technicalities. Okay. I don't know what I did now. The double Christine, Marissa's got a nice cup of coffee. Is it coffee, Marissa? Tea? Well, I
It's
can have
tea.
coffee. Okay. I can have coffee this time of night. It doesn't affect me. Okay. But I'm cutting down on my coffee. Only 1 or 2 cups a day. Okay, so we did the beautiful dolphin thing last week. On Saturday morning, I woke up with a migraine, and it always assists me to go in deeply. And I had another beautiful healing experience with the dolphins and the divine mother energy and the whales. It was so beautiful. So this week, I've been on an absolute high. Every morning, I'm like jumping around. The kids are looking strangely at me. I'm making kung fu moves. And then in the afternoon, I'm like, oh, I just need to go lie down. I'm so flat. So I don't know if you've had strange experiences with your physical body lately. Anybody who wants to share?
Good evening, I'll share.
Hi, Sadine.
Hello, Yella. Now, I don't, I just joined now, so I'm just assuming it's with the body and the landscape. Is that what it's about? Yeah. So,
Yes.
yes. Okay. My body has been, I don't know, but it's a few years that I've been feeling it. So last year, I thought it was because on Women's Day, I had inner child healing session with a lot of women, and I really overgave of myself in that session. Ek het my so gedrein, and I held all of the energy of the women, and then the day after that, I couldn't get out of bed. It was like I was in a gym session and I was so unfit. I couldn't even move my body. But this year, because of all the taxi things, the Women's Day session that I was supposed to be having in Ceres was postponed, and I only had a client on Tuesday night. But yesterday, once again, yesterday I had a client on the 8th, but yesterday, once again, my body was so sore. It felt like I was in a gym session. And I was so unfit. But today I'm better.
Oh, good. Good. I see a beautiful kitty cat, Idai. Yeah, so our bodies are up and down. I'm just sensing with this new level that I've been granted to go into with going to Ireland and the dolphins. I'm just a whole new person. My like I say, my energy levels are high, and the healing that I've experienced within my physical body has been amazing. And you all know I'm always conscious of what I'm eating. I'm always busy with my spiritual processes. I'm always doing the work. And but I think you guys might have seen on Facebook, I never share too much when there's negativity in my life. I just go within. But about 2 months ago, I got a real health scare, and it was really bad. So, but I just geared myself again, started detoxing, and I must say, since I've come back from the dolphins and started doing these channelings, I think I did those live channelings even before I went to the dolphins after Ireland. It's just gone into a whole new energy paradigm. And that's what I want to talk about today, because all of these gateways opening are all part of energies that are available to us. But it's like I always say, the energy is just not just going to land on you, and it's not just going to happen. The energy is just the creation material, and you need to use that energy to weave that creation and make it happen. Not in a way that you are not surrendering, but you understand what I'm saying. And this is what we're going to talk about today. So like I said, we are going to talk about how to train your mind, go into a whole new way of creating a happy life. And this is part of this portal that's opening up, or that opened up the Lionsgate again. So that is why I want us to tune into that energy for the meditation, and just to upgrade to that. And Archangel Metatron said he's going to come and channel that meditation for us at the end of this session. But first, I want to tell you about what really, 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 really needs to happen, because there's so many excuses out there. And I mean, I have my own excuses. The angels regularly come and tell me, excuses be gone. And we're not always aware of the excuses because they seem so part of our lives. And what has been shared with me lately by the angels since I've been tuning into this divine mother energy and the water energy is that, you know, the mind wants to stay in the comfort zone. We all know the comfort zone is not really comfortable, but it's all we know. So the mind will give us excuses to stay there. So we will think, oh, I want to go on that vacation or that retreat, but then the excuse comes, oh, I don't have the money. I don't have the time. You know, let's just stay where we are. And then we wonder why other people's lives change positively and ours doesn't. It's all because of those choices you make. And all of you who have had sessions with me this year, with me and the angels, and who have been watching my YouTube videos will know that we are guided to make very important choices this year. You cannot sit still and operate from your old programming. It's not going to fly anymore. Not if you want a happy life, not if you want to experience your full soul potential on this earth. You do not want to stay stuck. You need to make those difficult decisions. And for those who haven't heard it before, a difficult decision doesn't mean that it's a bad thing. It means it's difficult because you're going to make decisions that's different from what you've done before. And it's going to be from a new operating system. So since 2020, we've been sparked into this change, this shift of taking responsibility, see yourself as a soul, detach from who you are on earth, recognize who you showed up as a soul within this body, and how do you want to portray that soul on earth. So we had to start doing things differently, and we had to start making new creating new definitions of our roles as a woman, as a wife, as a father, yes, as a father, as a mother, as a partner. All of that, we have to create it on our terms right now. What gives me joy? How does it give me joy to be a woman on earth right now? How can I use that to create happiness and peace and everything that I want in my life? So we're taking responsibility. And from there, we had to start learning to surrender. To surrender all that we think we have to control and everything we have to create on our own, and learn to let it go and allow the shift to happen. We were allowed to start being very aware, gain a lot of insight in ourselves. But none like this year. This year, we are granted so much deep insight into our beings. But then we started realizing, okay, if I want to be happy, I can't act like this anymore. And we started catching ourselves. Okay, don't act like this, act like this. So we could make the mistake still. But this year, it's like, I don't know if you've seen it. It's like we create and decreate instantly. It's like this. I remember with the dolphin thing, I was so anxious and heartbroken from Akita's death and scared about getting in the ocean that I actually recreated that whole situation. But then you can choose and you can realign yourself with that destiny and what you want to experience there. And then again, surrender the outcome, and then something better can be created. I was just wondering what keeps moving there. I didn't know Finn was in the office with me. I just saw his ears. So there is a wolf in the office. If he starts barking, don't get a fright. Okay. So difficult decisions. So now we're past the halfway mark of this year. And if you haven't been doing this, life is going to put you in a pressure cooker and start forcing you to make these decisions. Why? Because if we don't start making different choices than what we've done before, you stay on the same level of frequency where you've always been. If you want to go to a higher potential reality, you have to pick something. You have to kickstart and say, okay, I'm going to take this to a different level. I'm going to start making more courageous choices, things that I've never believed for myself. I'm going to jump, and that's where you shift into a new dimension, a new alignment, a new time zone. Okay, does it make sense to all of you?
Yeah.
Any questions there? Okay, so this is why I'm telling people, make the decision even if you think you don't have the money, even if you have to go and borrow it somewhere, even if you think you're not healthy enough or you don't have time, just flip and do it. Because if you don't do it, life's not going to be painful. Life is trying to take us all with. But yeah, so this is, I'm just so excited about this. I'm like, oh, what else can I do to make use of this energy? If it's been this good so far this year, I can only imagine what I can still do to up this level of excitement and joy and peace. Okay, so the science behind it is as well that the mind as an operating system, it's used to everything that's around it. Stimuli, if the stimuli doesn't change, if it's always the same thoughts, the same patterns, the same actions, nothing ever shifts. And the mind will try to keep you there. Things that I've realized about myself of gaining this insight and wisdom in myself as well, because I get so many migraines and my body's always in some form of pain. There's a lot of pain pills that I use, and the migraine pills especially. And I once said to my husband, actually, I think I'm going to die from the pills first before I die of anything else. So I also know that I need to detox. I need to get away from the pain pills. And obviously, I know the pain is because of the choices I've made as a soul. Those of you who don't know, I experience all emotions as some form of physical pain or stimulus within my body. But there's ways to deal with it, and there's ways to deal with the pain that I am being shown right now that can help me away from those pills. But the mind is so stuck in that pattern, the mind would want to give you that excuse to take the pill. So, but the empowerment has been so strong. I wake up with, I always rate my migraines from 1 to 10. So 1 to 6, I don't take pills. I deal with it in different ways. I've got oils, I go and shower, I jump in an ice cold pool, whatever. I've got different methods. So from 7 to 10, I have to take the pills. Otherwise, it's excruciating. I can't deal with life in that way. So lately, I woke up yesterday. Was it yesterday? The holiday. I woke up with a migraine that I would rate like on an 11. And I quickly took my oils that I get from my friend Yolandi. Put it in your mouth, doesn't work, doing the oils, and I'm deciding. And constantly I'm thinking, okay, should I just take the pills? Just take the pills. No. I'm trying to convince myself otherwise. Go and get in the shower. So I'm learning to override that old pattern of just take the pills and then you'll be without pain. So we need to form a new pattern. We need to do things in a new way. It's the same with everything. We want an excuse to do something. I actually laugh at people that says they have to eat meat for their health because they've tried being vegetarian, but the doctor said they need their meat, otherwise this and this and this. Bullshit. It's a conditioning. It's your mind saying to yourself, no, we want the safety of our old habits. And we all have habits that we need to look at and ask, is this for my highest purpose? Is this for my highest good and being of what I want to portray as a soul on earth? Now, remember, going into the divine feminine, what all these gateways are all about, is all about going to that higher level of femininity, of compassion and love. And you can only do that by starting with self-love, how you treat yourself. We've spoken about this a lot on this group. I see on my Facebook memories, we've been busy with this group now more than a year. So we've spoken about that a lot, how it's all about first doing it for yourself, doing it on the physical, the emotional, the mental, and the spiritual level. Making new choices, thinking in new ways, acting in new ways, talking in new ways. All of that is cleansing the body to allow you to access more of that energy. And it's actually been shown to me, Idre and Christine's coming to my retreat in 2 weeks' time. In 2 weeks' time in Single Bay. And there we are going to be shown how to access that strong mother goddess, feminine energy, and how to become the vessel in a whole new way. I've never been shown anything like this before. I'm so excited. So I'm going to help and guide you guys into activating and accessing that. Okay. So I want to use my dolphin trip as an example so that you can understand and apply it to something in your life that you are consciously working on, where you have to make new decisions on new levels that challenge you. Okay. So like I said before, I'm talking a lot, so I just need water. Like I said before, almost decreated it with my fear. Mind wants to stay in the comfort zone, but then I could see when I started decreating it and it was almost cancelled, I realized if I don't go, if I don't get myself out of my normal daily routines, I'm not going to make it emotionally. I had to get away. All of you would know as well, I think all of you would know, I went to face a fear, a deep fear I had of getting into the ocean physically. And it was challenging. I was crying like a baby on the Monday evening to my family. I said to my kids, your mom's such a wuss. I don't think I'm going to make it. My daughter sent me a beautiful message of, Mommy, it's okay if you choose not to do it. But I knew if I wanted to experience the dolphins face to face, if I wanted to experience the mother energy in that way in the ocean, I need to get in the ocean. There's no other way about it. So you have to weigh up these wants against these comfort zone things that keep coming up. So I committed to that challenge. I challenged myself. I overcame the fear. I did it. And that put me in a different place. I met new people. There were 3 souls, especially I knew I had to physically meet. Some of the other people I know that I had karma to complete with them. When I say karma that I needed to complete, it doesn't mean bad juju. It means that, sometimes we have something from a previous life that we either need to revisit to help us reattune to where we are in this life, what we don't need in this life anymore, that we don't need to invite more people on that same vibration, that we can meet these people and say, oh, okay, I've done that, that's completed. But just work through something with them and say, okay, done. The other 3 people that I had to meet all had something I needed to learn from who they are as people. that inspired me. The one person helped me to see myself in a different way, not, purposefully, but I went as a witness. I went not to be the one that's in front, but I kept myself sort of on the side, witnessing everything, and allowed myself to be shown what I had to experience with every person. By going into these things and gaining this wisdom, and also ending off things from the past, you immediately jump to a new level. It's like a computer game. It's where you finish with one level and then you're ready to go to the next level of experience, and there's lots of more goodies than on the previous level. So that's why I'm saying it's been so great this year that I'm actually excited to challenge myself more or to invite more. I'm seeing myself in a whole different light. And something I actually realized is that I feel so humbled in myself that I actually feel like I'm only starting with my life path now. That I feel that everything before, everything that I've done, all the books that I've written, all the 21 years of being a medium and a psychic has only brought me to this point where I can actually start to learn and experience. And to me, that is so, so amazing. So that is what the angels mean by jump-starting or starting the brain. You have to get the brain out of that old frequency, out of that old pattern. You have to change the stimuli that's around you. You have to put yourself in new settings. And you have to invest in yourself in a way. So if it is easy for you to travel, if you often do that, see how you can challenge yourself. What do you not often do? Or what is difficult for you? Maybe it's difficult for you to travel on your own. Don't meet a completely new group without bringing along a husband or a child or a friend or somebody. So, yeah, challenge yourself, inspire yourself. So this activates the pineal gland as well. And I'll chat lots more about this at the retreat. But this alignment to spirit in a whole new way is something that we are only ready to do on earth at this time in this space. So it's to be very aware of that. And if you are actually here listening to that, it means that spirit wants you to hear this and be inspired to say to yourself, I can do this. And something that also keeps us back often is guilt towards the other people in our lives. I had a client the other day and she said to me, she knows she needs to do things for herself, but she feels guilty towards her husband. And he's struggling with his business and, so she can't go away. But she was actually invited by a friend to go with somewhere. And after we had a nice session, she actually decided, okay, time to go. If you don't change your energy, you don't bring that energy back to your home, to your life, to inspire the people around you. And this is critical now with this portal that has opened up, because we're stepping into a whole new empowered being. And firstly, with self-love, firstly doing it for us. And then you will just feel that going out into the world. Now, something is coming up I want to share with you. Belinda was cooking the most beautiful meal just before this meeting. And my son Luke, at 5 o'clock, he handed in a project that he almost didn't finish, and he came into the kitchen to help her with the meal, and he put on music, and it's this German death metal music. I don't mind it, but I said to him, listen, can we just listen to something more quiet or calm? Because I'm starting, I need to go into a higher level of consciousness. And he says, that sounds interesting. But yeah, and Rika said, yes, mommy needs to be able to talk in a calm, beautiful way. And he says, but I thought she's talking about dead people, and dead people don't talk. That's my kid. So my son doesn't actually believe in what I do. He's absolute science. But anyway, they indulge me. Any questions about what I've been talking about and rambling on about? Is there anything that you felt that you need to choose for yourself, or that you've been yearning to do for yourself, and did you get excuses not to do it? Does anybody want to share? Claire?
Yes, Belinda, I just want to tell you that in the last, I don't know, 2 weeks maybe, I have totally flipped my life on its head. And it is the best thing I could have done. Best thing I could have done.
What did you do?
I've
What
booked
did
my
you do to flip
family.
it?
Everything. I just really started doing the inner work. Like I've never done it before. I just concentrated on the inner work, and it's all been about me. It's been me for 2 weeks, and it's been fabulous. And it's had such a positive effect on my family. It's had a positive effect on my dog. It's had a positive effect on my finances. I've now booked a holiday for 9 days. We're going to Malta at the end of the month for 9 days. So yeah, flipped it on its head.
And so now I hope that you'll join us for our island tour.
Oh, definitely.
Because you're already in Ireland.
Yeah.
So, okay, awesome. Okay, anybody else want to share their bravery or their concerns? There's no judgment. If you still feel guilt, or if you still feel, let's talk about it. Tracy.
So I was the one that Belinda had that session with about all the guilt. And I can't begin to tell the changes that I felt immediately after that. I had said to Belinda that, I just don't experience joy. Well, let me tell you something. It seriously has flipped itself on its head, or I've flipped it on its head, or together we did it. But I had a long chat with my husband, and I went through my reading with him, and I promise you, like, I haven't laughed so much in flipping years. I can watch some comedy, and I'll smile. Well, let me tell you, I have been roaring with laughter. I am going away with my friend Colleen. I sent her a message tonight. I said, I'm coming to see you tomorrow, and I'm so looking forward to our trip, and she's so excited. So yeah, and I've got things done. Still have some excuses, but they're there. They're like in my face, and I know that I'm doing it, But honestly, I mean, right now I've got 4 of my 5 dogs. 3 of them are on the bed. Eula, the German Shepherd's a bit big, so she's on her bed over there. The other one's out hunting. But here we are. It's just the best. I've got the hot blanket on under my bum.
Awesome,
and I'm just
Tracy.
fabulous. Yeah, thank you.
A pleasure. All I do is kick people on the butt. It's actually so amazing. We know these things. We just need a reminder. And that's why there's no judgment if you are still in your comfort zone. We need people to tell us to wake up. We need I think I said to Tracy as well, you know, it's often that the angels come and, you know, wave their fingers in my face like, okay, is this working out for you or are you ready for a change? So I just want to be the example that if you take that chance, if you take that leap, then your life will change. But it needs to be a positive decision for you, a very selfish decision where you realize that selfishness doesn't hurt the other people. Is there anybody else that wants to share something that they're scared of deciding? Don't have to turn on your camera if you don't want to, but you can talk if you want.
Belinda, it's Shariq. I'll go.
Hi,
Hello.
hallo.
Goed, dankie self.
Goed, hoe is die weer in Bristol?
Die son het geskyn vir 'n uur, so dis 'n great dag.
Awesome.
Belinda, ek dink dit is nou al vir so 2 jaar wat ek is baie bang vir hierdie groot projek in die Congo.
Cherie,
Yeah. Oh, sorry.
speak the Queen's English, my darling.
Oh, it's so bizarre that I didn't, because I always
Yeah.
weird. Sorry. Yes, for the last 2 years or so, I've been really, because this project in the Congo is so huge in my head. It's taking on big conservation topics and sensitive subjects that needs to be addressed globally. And yeah, I just feel I need to be in Central Africa to do that. And there's just this big old funding cloud that hangs. So it's very easy to get an excuse and just say, well, I need so much funding. I can't just go and do it. So yeah, that's sort of holding me back, I think.
Yeah. So let's look at what's your comfort zone. You know, because if something seems overwhelming, we sort of need to break it down first.
Yeah.
And just say, okay, one step. What's the first step? What can I do with what I have? Is there something that you can do with what you have right now?
Well, I did go to Congo for 4 days with what I had. Yeah, so that was a good step. But yeah, it feels like it's been so long. But I think it does help when I just focus on my heart space rather than my head space. That always helps. I think that's probably just something for everyone.
Okay.
When you're not buzzing in your own head and you focus on your heart. So yeah.
I've got a message for you from Archangel Metatron. Instead of giving the message, I'm going to allow him to channel through me. Okay. So let's see what he wants to say to you. Dearest child of the sun, you forget one important thing, and that is that you are not the doer. You are not the one that has to create. You are not the one that has to change. You are the vessel. Instead of putting your mind first, trying to create the way, put that aside. Surrender. Surrender the whole project and just say that you are available so that you can be the channel. When you get the need to create out of the way, where you expect yourself to make it happen, when you put that aside and say, I'm willing, show me how, a whole new way will open up that you haven't discovered yet. And then you don't have to work with, he says pompous asses, sorry. Are there pompous asses, Sharik, that you don't want to work with?
There's many.
Especially in England. But can you see that already is a block, because it's the male energy, it's the harsh male energy, and you feel you're going up against that, or you need to convince them.
Yeah.
But then again, it's about us. We feel that we are responsible. Remember in I think it was almost, well, not your first session when you were in high school, but it was one of your first sessions again when you came back into my life, where they said to you that, you know, show up. Show up.
Yeah.
When I started with the angel readings, for the people who don't know, I was so scared in the beginning. What if I don't get the right message? What if there's no message? And I remember I was driving here, because what is now my house used to be the spiritual center where I started giving messages. And I was living out on the plot. And I was driving here with my little Renault. And I remember exactly where on the road I was. And I was thinking, oh shit, oh shit, oh shit. And I was so scared to show up. And such a calm came over me, and what I can only describe as the voice of God said to me, it's not about you. Just show up. And that has brought me such calm that every time I'm scared of giving messages, I remember that. It's not me. I just have to show up. And you know, I can be so sick, I can have flu or whatever. When I do a message, nothing wrong with me. I'm feeling so good. And then when the session ends, I'm like, oh my God, I have to go get in bed. So that it's all back. But if you show up, you're just the channel. But when we think we have to fight against something, or we have to create something, then we are not the channel. You are just the channel through which spirit moves. So I often say to spirit, here I am. Show me, I'm willing. And I think the more we do that and the more we surrender, the more that greater picture can show up. But we get so stuck in that mind that's in that same pattern of what needs to be done. Does it make sense, Cherie?
Yeah, no, thank you so much for the message as well, because yes, I can feel a total marked difference when I do just, you know, all of us just have those days where you feel a lot more grounded and you feel strong and surrender, and then the next day you're like, so yes, I'll persevere with the surrender. Yeah, thank you.
What Metatron also shows me is that's one of your difficult decisions almost. You know, it's like this harsh male energy is in your face all the time. It's like we have to convince that energy to be loving, to be gentle, because Sharik, it's almost like that is the picture of conservation for you.
Yeah.
How do you convince the ones that doesn't feel to start feeling?
Very true. Yeah.
But what if you rather visualize attracting those that already feel and have the means?
Flip it on its head, like
Yeah.
people here. Yeah, I'll take that away.
Exactly.
Yeah.
What I've realized as well is every time I do something that my mind doesn't expect, I start attracting other people. I start attracting people on a different level than before. That also shows me that I've ended karma with that previous energy. When new people and more empowered and more inspired and more spiritual people start showing up in my life, it means that I've dealt with lower vibrational stuff that I had to deal with in myself. And lower vibrational stuff can be like this, where the mind gets stuck in, this is the only way. It's like there's a switch and we run around that switch until finally you come to that point where you realize, oh, and then this switch just flips on its own. So, you know, and it's such a waste of energy to keep running around that switch, because what the angels are trying to say to you, Sharik, is actually, that's not your switch. You're not there to convince anybody. You're there to attract the people that has the same passions than you, that will support you, because your soul already has have contracts with those people, not the ones you are focused on. Does it make sense?
Absolutely does. Yes, thanks. Oh, good. Thanks, Belinda.
Okay. Anybody else? There's something the angels want to say there. Remember, feeling machteloos. What's the word for that?
Helpless?
Yes. Feeling helpless makes us feel that we're dying. Remember, this is where the brain comes from when we were primitive people. When we get attacked, I'll come to you, Leilani, thank you. When we feel attacked, or, you know, in the old days when we were attacked by like a predator, fight or flight, because you'll have to quickly decide, am I going to run? Am I going to hide? What am I going to do? And you know, if you don't do it, you're going to freaking die. So the brain is still in that mode. If I can't control this, if I can't run from this or make this change, I'm going to die. And this is what we need to retrain. Train our minds to see, but we don't operate on that level anymore. Just because something's not working out, just because I don't have money now, or just because I don't have health now, it doesn't mean I'm going to die. It means I have choices to make. Okay. Leilani, what did you want to say?
Apologies, guys. I'm not a frequent Zoom user, so I feel like I've got a new pair of hands that I've got to figure out how to use. I think for me, just I don't even know where to start, and I guess it's just so much. But I think I have a deep desire to just branch off on my own. I'm in the corporate space, and I'm in the space of health and wellness. We do employee wellness. We provide an employee wellness platform for employees of companies, and by job design, I'm a business manager. So my job is to manage these relationships with clients, and there's a lot of for lack of a better word, I guess, a lot of admin that goes with that. And I really dislike it a lot. but there's parts of my, my job that I just absolutely love and that I thrive in. And, that joy comes from, coaching people and training and talking wellness and just watching light bulbs come on for people when it comes to psychosocial topics. And I think probably my biggest fear is so many, I guess, but I think my biggest fear is, corporate is all I've ever known. I'm a single mom. I've got a little boy who's 4. Like, what if I don't have an income? What if I can't make money? How do I provide for him? How do I keep a roof over our head and foods in our stomach? And how do I pay my bills and not have the bank come take my car? And, and I think it's that fear driver that keeps me in this cycle of being employed in a space where I don't love it, and it doesn't light a fire in my soul. And I think also just, I guess, feeling a little bit like, what do they call that? They call that like I'm a bit of an imposter, because I don't have a psychology degree. I'm probably not adequately trained to be counseling anyone. I often say to people, look, I can give you advice on very high level topics, and I can get your cogwheels turning, but if you really need solid advice and you really need to be talked off the ledge, I'm probably not the one. So I think it's the fear of just, being in a space where people will be like, oh, I don't know this one. She doesn't really know what she's talking about. So I just think there are so many fears, and I know I need to start somewhere. And I suppose I've just got to take that leap. It is very difficult for me to do. And I think at the moment, so what I'm really, yes.
No, it's fine,
Yes, I think at this stage what I'm really trying to focus on is just, how do I upskill myself to a space where I feel less of an imposter in that space, and kind of, start working on the side while I'm still earning an income, so that I get to a place where I'm like, okay, I'm comfortable to give up that corporate safety net. That's kind of where I'm at.
You
but I
haven't
also
had a
just
session with me before, hey?
no, not
I
at
think
all.
it's
Sorry?
I think it's time.
Okay.
Just because what I'm picking up, there's so many level of things that we need to talk about that we won't be able to discuss it here. Because
Okay.
things that the angels will show you is, belief systems, especially from your childhood, that keep sticking its head up. Things that I do want to tell you is that you're not the imposter in that space. It's just not your space. But that space is training you how to learn to not feel like an imposter. What I always say is fake it till you make it.
Yeah, I feel like I spend an awful lot of time doing just that.
But the thing is, life wouldn't have put you there if you're not capable. And you're there to learn about your own wisdom and what you are capable of. What I truly believe is that we bring the knowledge from past lives, and then we are put into situations where we need to remember it. Where you are being taught to remember all that you've already gained and experienced in past lives, all the things you already know, just have to be reminded. So we have contracts with certain people and places and situations to help us to wake up to that knowledge again, and to just use it. I think the greatest thing that could have happened to me was that I didn't get my engineering degree after 4 years of study. Because that has taught me that I could know this is my office. I haven't got any certificates on my walls because I feel you don't have to prove yourself. I do have certificates somewhere, I don't know where, but I don't put it on my wall because to me, I don't have to prove anything. People come to me because they already trust me with the most holy of spaces, their heart in. And I don't have to prove to them. Somebody once asked me, but who taught me to be a psychic? By whom were I accredited? I'm like, well, probably God, I don't know. So, you know, who can accredit me? I don't know. Fuck, I was born like this, you know. That's how we use it, is do you own who you are? And life will always guide you to own who you are. So, Leilani, like I said, this isn't a short answer. I think we need some time to go into different levels of this and to understand where you are on your life path and how to go about this. But I think you already said as well, you know, start doing something on the side as well to start balancing it out. But just don't make it another expectation, because it's always these things I have to do, and how do I then have time for my child and this and this and this. The big thing we have to challenge is our belief systems of, you know, doing what we love versus having money. Why do we believe it's two separate things? Why? I mean, you know, I always joke when people tell me I'm schizophrenic, I say, yeah, but I make money out of it. You know? I don't have my engineering degree, I'm sorry, but I'm psychic. So, no, use what you have. This is why we are here. This is how we are here to inspire a new way into the consciousness. When I started experiencing the angels, I thought, oh my God, I can't see clients. I have to first go and get a psychology degree. And the angel said to me, we can't waste 3 years. Start now.
I love that.
And that's
Yeah.
deep end stuff. Just jump, you're thrown in the deep end and you learn to swim. It's been amazing. I mean, it's been difficult, but it's been amazing, because I wouldn't have been who I am now if I didn't start at the age of 30, and now I'm 51. I'm like, wow. And like I said to you guys before, everything I've done up until now, it feels to me I'm only now ready to start. I feel like I'm on level 1 of where I need to be right now. And it's so amazing. I'm so overjoyed with that, you know, all of those years of writing books and trying to be successful author and all that shit, you know, it just taught me, stop trying to be something or someone, and just love what you do.
Your rebirth.
Exactly. And if you love what you do, you'll have money and health and love to attract all of that. Not that I'm a bliss bunny. I don't believe in being a bliss bunny. I take responsibility for my spiritual journey. But it's about identifying with your true talent. And Leilani, you're already living it. Remember, and this is all that the universe responds to, is how you find joy in what you do. It's not about changing the situation. It's about allowing the change from them within. The more joy you have in what you do, the more the situations will outside of you will respond to that and shift accordingly. And sometimes we just need to carry wood, chop water. Sometimes we just need to do what we need to do for a while until the shift happens.
Yeah.
But
Thank you for
just
that.
keep remembering who you truly are and find the joy in what you do.
Awesome, thanks.
Pleasure. Oh, that was great examples. Anybody else? Oh, it's already 8 o'clock. But Marissa's power is still on. So anybody else with a question or a share before we go into our meditation? I'm enjoying this so much, so please share. Nobody else.
I'm ready for the meditation, Belinda. I've had a rough 2 days. I've only been back at work 2 days. I was on leave a week.
Oh, you see, that's why they say
Draining.
either do what you love or love what you do. I wanted to still use this as an example as well. My husband, I keep saying to him, you know, I can't live in this dirty air anymore. I can't. It's really so bad for my health. It's obviously bad for everybody, but I'm super sensitive. It doesn't help that I'm eating clean all the time, but I'm in a dirty fishbowl all the time. So something has to give. And we were driving somewhere yesterday, and he said to me, what did he say to me? Because I'm trying to get him to believe in more, but he's also of that state of mind that he's an engineer and he needs to be close to places that engineers need to be close to. And I said to him, but you're working from home right now, so actually you can just do it from anywhere. He was like, I said to him, look at the air, you know, we can physically see what we're breathing over here. I said to him, look at that. We can live in a space where the air is clean, and I'm telling him how clean it was in Mozambique, and he's like, yeah, but there's no work for engineers in Mozambique because they're all in Ponto because it's not close to anything. I said to him, I don't want to live in Ponto, but you know, I want to live where it's beautiful. And he commented and he said, yeah, you'll just have to learn how to sell. What did he sell? Say something like sell nothing to nobody, or sell, I don't know, something like that. And I said to him, okay, but you know, what do I sell? I don't sell anything physical. I don't have to give anything to anybody or prove anything to anybody. And I'm still being supplied with my earnings, with my exchange. So, but to him, that's his mind shift where he needs to get to. But I think a lot of us are stuck in that old paradigm, is that if I don't work my ass off for every cent, there won't be enough. And that is such bullshit, because money is energy, and the more you generate positive energy in your life, the more it will come back to you. A big problem is just a lot of people don't allow it to come back to them. Tracy and I had this discussion as well, that, you know, we don't want to accept from other people. We don't want to allow ourselves to be supported. And I mean, then where should it come from? It's not, we're not getting manna from heaven anymore. It needs to come through other people or through situations that can bless us. So we need to be open to that. Okay. Archangel Sandalphon has just been whispering in my ear. He says I need to start with the meditation, otherwise I'm not going to be awake for it anymore. Okay, so let's do it. So the new people, Leilani, I think you're new. What we do is we all turn off our cameras except me. You can put yourself in a comfortable position, like it on your bed like Tracy, and you can lie down and just make yourself comfortable wherever you are. And at the end, I'm not going to formally end the channeling or the meditation. I'm going to leave you stay in that space and explore it and come back to your own space when you are ready. I'm just going to gently, oh, look at that kitty cat, Deidre, so sweet. Is that two? Blanket. So then just keep yourself in that space as long as you need to. I'm just going to leave the meeting and you come back on your own when you are ready, okay? Even if you fall asleep. I'll send out the recordings to any of you who ask for the recording and you can use it again, okay? So even if you are new to meditation, it doesn't matter. You just relax and you allow yourself to experience. Okay. So just close your eyes. Excuse me. Just close your eyes. Allow yourself to breathe in and out. As you become aware of your physical body, in the position that you're in, your physical body in this room, this space. Become aware of the objects, of maybe the animals that are with you in the room. Feeling yourself as a physical entity. And every time you breathe in, you allow yourself to breathe in life energy. Life-giving. Every time you breathe in, you choose life. And you allow it to move into your lungs. This prana that activates your cells, your organs. Your body is a perfect science. Every organ perfectly created to support the whole. Every organ depends on your choices to support you, to do the best for you so that you can have this physical experience. And that is why being aware is a choice. Being aware is your free will to choose. To live in this awareness where you choose to be good to yourself. Where you choose to want to live this experience that your soul chose. Allow yourself to become so aware of this body that your soul has manifested into. As you feel the muscles relaxing with every breath. Every time you exhale, you gift a breath to the trees and the plants. You support life on earth by breathing out. You are a filter, the perfect piece of the puzzle. The more you live in sync with nature, plants and the animals, the more you bless yourself and the functioning of your own body. Feel your breath blessing your body. As every inhalation brings more life energy into every organ and cell. activating the cells in your toes, the soles of your feet, top of your feet, the inside of your feet, your ankles and your heels. Feel each and every cell in the bones, the muscle, the tissue, the skin being activated by the breath of life. Everywhere that you need healing, balance, creativity, allow that to enter up into your legs, up towards the knees, into the cartilage, activating each and every cell, up into the thighs and the hips, the pelvis. Up into the spine, all of the organs, intestines, muscles, up the spine, every muscle in the back and the shoulders, up into the shoulder blades, and in front up into the chest, the rib cage, up to the shoulder sockets and down the arms, down into the elbows, all the way down into your wrists, palms of the hands, back of the hands, each and every finger and nail, all of the hand, every little bone, as the energy flows from the shoulders up into the neck and throat, to the chin, the jaw, cheeks, lips, teeth, tongue, nose, the eyes, the ears, back of the skull, the whole of the skull, into the mind, into the pineal and the pituitary glands, feeling the whole of the body sizzling with aliveness, being energized. This is ground zero. This is your foundation. When you energize the physical body, you prepare your whole being to be present in your life, to feel gratitude, inspiration, joy. You become receptive. You become the chalice to allow the inspiration from spirit, the ideas, connection with the divine. With the latest portal energy, aligning with beautiful star systems. The earth is once more taken a step towards a higher vibration. Every time the vibration changes, your body's DNA needs to adapt. Being present, being aware, assists the cells to recreate, to become what it needs to be according to what your mind decides to believe for yourself within and without, within the brain, within the being, within the emotions, within the soul. This whole package, this whole entity becomes aware of itself. All levels of itself needs to be in harmony with the rest. You cannot purely live as mind in a corporate world. You cannot purely live as emotions or as a physical body. You cannot purely live as a soul. Every part of you needs to celebrate the other, support the other. And we are here to guide you to be able to see that and do that and choose accordingly. And right in front of you now, there's a point. One dot. Visualize yourself focusing on this point in front of you. Putting all your mind's intentions on this point, as if your eyes are contracting, as if you're looking down at the tip of your nose. Focus on this point. This point symbolizes to you the point of becoming, the 0 point, where you are nothing, you are everything. Imagine yourself within that point as if it is a tiny little sphere. Allow yourself to contract into the center of that sphere, into the tiniest middle point, contracting into itself as if you are only one cell, and to gain complete understanding of who you are as that one cell contains all the potential to be you and to be the whole of the universe. And then expand your being to fill the whole of that circle, that ball of energy, and keep bringing yourself into the center point and expanding, contracting, expanding, until you feel yourself relaxing completely, until nothing else matters but that center point in front of you. And just allow yourself to relax in that space and keep focusing on contracting and expanding. And just focusing on being that simple part of existence, the tiniest of particles, allowing yourself to feel the potential to be anything, anywhere, and still be a tiny nothing in the greatness of it. Nothing more you need to be. Just relax into that point. Just stay there. Just allow yourself to stay in that space, enjoying the calm of it. And stay there as long as you need to. Holding yourself there until your body tells you it's time to come back. Just relax, relax, relax.